So, hello everybody. It's nice to be here after last year. So, first of all, the main theme of my speech would be a level playing field. I think this is the most important issue, what we have to do as an industry. So it should be a level playing field. And what do we do for this in Turkey? First of all, you need the infrastructure. Infrastructure first means the infrastructure of the industry. And this means you start with education. So what we do as PAGEV, we have schools, which my friends here, Antonello, have already visited several times, vocational schools, which we educate the people. And then we have organizing the people. So we organize all the Turkish companies. Under PAGEV umbrella, we have 1,100 companies listed under our foundation. It's a foundation, it's not an association, because we have already some of our schools, etc., and it's better to be a foundation than an association in Turkey. So there is 3,600 companies under PAGEV, which 1,100 are trustees of this foundation. So we represent about 90% of the Turkish plastic value chain. It means that we represent the recyclers, we represent the downstream industry, the converters, we represent the petrochemical companies, all together under one umbrella organization called PAGEV. As I said, to do the infrastructure, first we do the education. So we have vocational schools educating the people on how to make also recycling process. So these schools, we have 2,000 students each year coming out, graduating, and they are going to industry to increase the quality and the know-how in the recycling industry. And then we have now building up university and industry collaborations through Plastic Excellence Center that we are building. We make conferences each year, so 3 conferences per year on, for example, the Plastic Industry Congress is now, it's the 32nd annual year of this Congress, which is really a sustainable one. Some of you I see here already spoke in our organizations. It's an international one that is bringing the industry together in Turkey. We make plastic industry zones. We build up the zones for our members so that they have real kind of infrastructure with green organized zones that they could make their, water treatment, already, saving the space for recycling industry. This is one of the organized industry zones that we do. Still now we are constructing another one for our members. We make an exhibition called Plast Eurasia. Last year it was 75,000 people which attended to it. It was world's second largest exhibition that is done annually, because K is done once in 3 years. So this one was the second biggest one. We are happy that it's international. Now it's about half of the people participating to this exhibition are from all around the world. The new one, which we are doing especially for the recycling, because plastic recycling is becoming an important issue for all around the world. And to increase the know-how and trade in that region, it's an important issue. So Replast Eurasia, which is only focused on plastic recycling and plastic technologies, last year it was its first opening. And in this exhibition there was 8,253 people coming around the world. This was a great success for the first year. And then we have Plastic Recycling Awards, which last year big brands like Unilever, Coca-Cola, Neste got the awards, and they were participated even in the first one. And some figures of the industry. I can tell you that Turkish plastic industry, downstream industry, is one of the big industries, 11,000 tons of products each year. And the proportion of this, let's say, products is somehow the same, like Europe, 40% going to packaging, then we have construction and others. Now, coming to, let's say, to export, 26% of all these plastic products goes to export all around the world, direct exports, and then we have indirect exports because we have automotive industry, packaging industry. So through this, there's indirect export, and it's calculated to be 50% of all the products is exported all around the world. Now about the PET bottle market. In the morning, during a presentation, it was mentioned that 1.8 million tons of resin production capacity for Turkey. That's right, there is 1.8 million tons of resin production capacity for Turkey, and this has emerged in the last 10 years. In the last 10 years, there was a lot of investments, and the size of the investments generally are the scale was world scale investments. So they are competitive production with 3 companies mainly doing this main production in Turkey for PET resin. And of these 3 companies, there is a demand in the local, which you see the breakdown of it, about 647,000 tons of domestic market demand. So it means that there is potential of export all around the world for the PET resin, for the Turkish resin production. And then we all know that most of the resin goes to PET bottle production. It's about 70%. And the bottle market in Turkey, domestic, is about 400,000 tons for bottle production. If you go with the main big companies, there's 117 big companies producing, let's say, medium and to big companies producing PET bottles. Then you have a lot of small companies doing the same. So when we go from there, another important issue is the recycling capacity. Because when you look at the recycling in Turkey, 40% of this 11,000 tons of production of all the plastics goes to, as I said, packaging. Out of this 40%, then half of it goes to export, the rest goes for the domestic market. And from this domestic market amount, 30% goes to PET. PET recyclates that we have PET waste. And this, out of this 30%, which is around 396,000 tons, we also import material from around the world, mainly from Europe. And that's around, last year, it was 2024, 224,000 tons of PET waste that was imported for recycling. And the total amount to be recycled capacity, not the capacity, recycled actual amount is 609,000 tons for PET. According to the Single-Use Plastic Directive, when we look at what is needed for Turkey's domestic consumption, the waste, if you compare it with the 2025 estimates of PET bottle production in Turkey, which is about 366,000 tons, if you calculate by 25%, we would need something around 91,000 tons of PET recyclates, and in 2030 it would be around 140,000 tons. So Turkey has enough potential for its own market, the recycling. But the main thing about Turkey, the question would be, if it has its own means, why to increase the capacity more? Because Turkey thinks that if we have, as I said in the start of my speech, a level of playing ground, playing field with the world, with the qualities, we have the potential to supply the world with the right material for the recycled materials. So now, for the mechanical PET recycling, there is 650,000 tons per year production capacity. And now the new thing is the EFSA-approved production capacity. You know that some of you know that there was a problem in Turkey with legislation. The problem was that we are trying to make the local authority. I am so happy that now, just in very short time, it will be finalized because we are working on the drafts with our government about the local authority. So then there is now already investments. The investments is 150,000 tons per year, EFSA-approved products, recycled goods. I see one of my members here who already has the EFSA approval. Bekir Bey, where are you? Yeah. So we have the people who are doing this kind of things. We have chemical PET recycling, which is called depolymerization. In Turkey, it's about 150,000 tons. So, talking about making a playing field, yeah. So, what we do, the first thing, we work with our own government, because the other thing after infrastructure is legislation. So we try to make a legislation which is parallel with the EU legislation, with quality-wise, and that we can work together. As I have mentioned about EFSA approval, now already just very new, as I said, we are working on it, it's just about to finalize. This was, one of the slides was about the production traceability panel for the EFSA with our government members, and then the next one was a plant visit with our Environment Ministry and Ministry of Food and Agriculture, visiting one of the plants who has EFSA-approved equipment and trying to make the legislation together, working together with Ministry of Environment together and Ministry of Health to show them the application of the product and how to trace the product back together with us. Just Clarissa has mentioned about the DRS system. I am so happy that this year, beginning of this year, Turkey started implementing the DRS. So this picture is about 1 month old. We started DRS system in Turkey. So Turkey is the newest country starting the DRS system. We hope that we will have clean and good material out of it. And the most important thing about the DRS system, we all know that there is, let's say, a competition to have the material out of the DRS system because it's a valuable product. And we had a new and good balanced approach so that this system is founded by a company which half of it belongs to Environment Agency and the half of it belongs to the industry. So we are also inside that one, so it's more transparent. We could all agree, we could see that it's not only one part of the industry trying to get this good, so it will be fair and good way that the industry will share this, let's say, benefit and good due. So we have also EPR schemes that we are working with the government, the agency. We are in the advisory board of the agency, Environment Agency. We are recycling facility licensing system. And also we had licensing, as I'm talking about, certification is important, audits are important. So we have a company called Certiloop. Certiloop is a company which is accredited by also Polycert Europe and working on traceability issues like recycling process and also recycled content, making also European accredited body checking and also improving the quality of recyclers and improving and promoting the usage of recycled content. So a little bit more information about how we do it, but I would not go too details on this one, but we have the models for everything, which we are checking together under the umbrella of Polycert that we are doing together with our recyclers and recycled content users in our country. We certify them, we check them, we make their compliance. And the other thing is, as I mentioned, one of the important issues is to also, when you want to make, let's say, high quality production, you need to have a market and you have to have an exchange of, let's say, a system together with our partners. So as I said, last year we started Replast, plastic recycling and recycling raw materials and technology exhibition, which I'm so happy that Antonella was with me with the opening. We opened the exhibition first time together, and it was a huge success. As I said, even in the first year, there was 8,200 people visiting to an exhibition which opened just that year. So this year, it will be on 8 to 10 May. So international exhibitors and visitors will be over there. So we want to gather them. Also, we made together a conference where, you know, all the main players of the industry like Coca-Cola, Unilever, big brand owners over there. Nestle was over there and exhibitions. So we try to make a market for that one. And the other one, important issue is, as I said, we do also for the microplastics, certification, education in Turkey. We are Operation Clean Sweep Turkey, which we are trying to do, certifying our companies. We help the municipalities of separate collection of waste under our separate organization called PAKÇEV, which PAKÇEV is the name is PAKÇEV Green Transition Association, which is a part of PAGEV, which is working with the local municipalities, helping separate collection of waste all around Turkey. And another important issue when we are talking about improving it's also important that we also work together with our country's management, government, to also increase the country's environmental level, protection level. So we work with our ministries, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Industry, for example, with green transition. The World Bank has granted some, let's say, funds, and we were the one together working with the government to allocate these funds in separate projects which were meant to be especially on recycling and DRS systems. So this was successful, working with our Authority for Science, TÜBİTAK, and SMEs companies. So the main thing is that this is what we want to do together so that we could increase not only the quality. Quantity is important, but it's not everything. The most important is to increase the quality, and this is why we want to increase together with Europe our level of playing together. We could achieve this better. By the way, for this one, I would like to invite you also to Replast Plastic Recycling and Raw Materials exhibition. Also to do it the same together with Antonella and Roberto, which is really of great help together to do this. And our president for the advisory board of this exhibition, Bernard Merks. Where are you, Bernard? Yes, so he is the one. So we also invite you to join and to share the information together with the trade potentials. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Yavuz, and thanks for